Morning, everybody. As my descriptor says in the bottom, yes, I am live from the Saukville sunroom today. Not a bad morning. It's one of the first mornings in 2023 where I can do the room. Yes, I'm doing the room. I can do the show from my sunroom without having to turn on the space heater. So that's a very good sign that things are on the right track. Well, by way of introduction, Jack calls me Bulldog. I don't call me Bulldog, but others seem to. And that's fine. I have been called worse. Not lately, but I have been called worse. And we do this little show here on CPL Radio's Facebook feed Monday through Friday called The Jack Henke Show. You may notice something's a little off with that because Jack is not here and it's 8:01. So punctuality is not something we've perfected a lot on this show. We've perfected the coffee. It's a pretty good cup this morning. But punctuality is not exactly something that Jack has added to his roster of things to do. But that's fine. I will entertain the troops. I will warm up the audience. And we'll find our way through. You can add him right now. What's up, devil? Satan?
Did you play the theme yet?
Why would I?
I thought you might want to get this show on the road.
Oh, yeah, I might want that. But what I want and what you want are two very different things, clearly, this morning.
Very. Why are you so grumpy? What's going on?
Grumpy, look at the smile. Look at the smile. It's last out my haze.
What's the matter? I got questions for you.
Oh, good. I got answers. But I'll play the theme first now that you're decided to show. Oh.
Here's Jack. Here's Jack. Here's Jack. Here's Jack. Here's Jack.
That's beautiful.
Here's Jack, indeed.
Which cat was that whipping its tail?
Oh, that was Miss Shusha. She's going up to her favorite roost up there. Let's see if we can get a nice Shusha shot with bringing the whole thing crashing.
Oh, there she is.
Yeah, she is. Yeah,
Is that a Siamese? Is that right?
Well, she's a Siamese, absolutely. She's a proud Siamese, man. She sold her soul to Siam.
Yes, I am. You sound like Dr. Seuss. I was
Siam what I Siam.
Oh, man. Green eggs in Siam. There was something about Siam. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
But the cat.
That's on my desk. Is there anything more pleasing than a fresh box of Ticonderoga pencils? Look at that. Huh?
They still sell those?
Of course. Look what it says here.
Oh, so what if it's the world's best pencil? Who cares? Did you get that in your Easter basket?
That's what you give Jews on Easter. Office supplies. You got a stapler, some pencils, a ream of copy paper.
Paper clips?
Oh. Wow.
That's one of the questions I want to ask you, because you were always, this past winter holiday season, you fessed up to having Christmas envy.
I did.
Now,
I was like a support group, a focus group for Jews who have Christmas envy.
Yes. So, with this season we just completed here, do you have Easter envy?
I don't. Not even a little bit.
I know it's just not the same. There's some Easter stuff, and it's fun. The colors are cool. You know what I've realized is Easter is fantastic tie-dye season. If there's ever a season that screams tie-dye, it's Easter.
Could dip you into a sauce of paz.
Yes, paz.
I was jealous about that.
Do people do that at all?
No, that's just crazy. Why would a bunch of Jews be doing coloring eggs? That would seem the most treasonous, traitorous thing in the world. Excommunicated. I will say.
Excommunicated. I get it.
I had an interesting conversation with a coworker, and she was like, it's kind of bizarre that Easter does not lap Christmas in Christianity for the sole reason that the very formation, the basis of what Christianity is, really kind of lies on Easter, because the resurrection apparently is big. I mean, that's the thing. I think it's big, I mean, guy's dead. He crawls out of a cave, film at 11.
Doesn't happen every day.
No, thank heavens. Well, if it happened every day, George A. Romero would have been right.
George A. Romero, you are a strange freak. You know that?
Why, thank you.
You got it all going this morning.
Yeah. So what's up?
Speaking of seeing something you don't see happen every day, and something we touched on Friday as well, is the Super Mario Brothers movie. Did you see that?
100. I didn't see it, but I saw it. That's a few bags of money sent Nintendo's way there. Or I guess Sony Pictures is the studio behind that. $146 million. It's a massive opening weekend.
More than that.
Well, globally, that's just domestically. Globally, it was up in the 300 million area, I think.
Yeah. This is what I saw. So it's the biggest, 377 million global. 377. Do you hear that?
Even better.
Why it matters. Nintendo film has overtaken Disney's 2019 hit Frozen 2 for the best weekend opener of any animated film.
That's big.
Between
stuff.
Friday and Sunday, estimated 146.36 domestically, another 170. It's also
You got a winner.
it also has got the biggest IMAX opening ever. That's pretty big.
That's huge. Yeah, absolutely. Because they charge more.
Dude, remember when IMAX was such a big deal? Is that still a big deal?
It should be. When we got it in Milwaukee, which got a lot of ink around here over at the Public Museum, which I think it's still in existence, as far as I know, it's still running.
Is a public museum even still in existence?
That's a good question too. I guess I know they're in the process of. I don't even know if have they broken ground on their new building yet? I know the schematics are out, but I don't even know if they've actually broken ground yet. It became quite a little hotbed of controversy because of potentially changing some of the exhibits that people come to know and love. So I don't know. But back to IMAX. It's not. It should be. I mean, it's a great way to see a movie. I will say that maybe it's less of a big deal since a lot of theaters have started these ultra screen type things like we have at the North Shore and Mequon.
Mm-hmm.
That's damn close to IMAX. It's not as tall as an IMAX screen, but it sure is big.
It's huge.
Yeah. So I don't know.
I couldn't believe how big the screen was at the Oriental. It's huge.
Yeah, it's a big screen. Yeah, it actually doesn't get as much ink as it deserves. It is a big screen. They remember when they broke that theater up into threes? That happened in the early 90s, late 80s kind of thing. It was kind of seen as sacrilege at the time. But I mean, they've made a go of it, I think. But at the time, people were really upset they were breaking that because it was a single screen theater. And I will say I had been to it as a single screen theater, and it was impressive as one giant auditorium. But now they kind of cut the wings out and made 2 more screens. So I don't know.
Well, it's pretty cool. I saw REM there in concert. They used to have concerts there.
Yeah, they did. Violent Femmes played there a lot.
I saw them there too.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, that'd be. I would think. I don't know if acoustically it would be the best place to see a concert, but.
You didn't care at that time.
Yes, I suppose not.
Now I do. I mean, the worst acoustics I've ever heard for a concert hall is Riverside, and the Riverside's got a great location. I'm pulling for it, but boy, that sucks.
Yeah, there's something very wrong with.
Yeah,
that's where I saw Black Sabbath. Don't forget.
Oh, well, no wonder. This says here. The box office so far this year pacing closer to pre-pandemic levels than it has in the past 2 years.
Everyone's screaming all weekend, theatrical's back, baby. And that's a good thing. And all of these streamers who thought that streaming would overtake theatrical and kill it. I was one of them, actually. I thought that would happen. Well, they are all now scrambling to develop theatrical release schedules. I think the days of seeing stuff being day and date on streaming and theatrical, I think that's over. That was a failed experiment, which is great. I'm glad it failed. So, it's good. I mean, as a movie fan and a fan of seeing movies in the theater the way God intended.
Speaking of God, let's get religious.
Okay.
Religious on Easter weekend. Religious about movies. So, is the rest of the year going to? The one down note for movies is because it was so big. Like the movie Air, which got a lot. They really ran a lot of promos for that in sports programming.
Yeah, it did well though. I mean,
well,
it did well for a movie like that. It's not going to make Super Mario numbers, but I know the filmmakers. It didn't cost a lot to make, and I think it did $14 million this weekend.
Yeah,
and that's for a character piece.
That doesn't cover Ben and Matt's salary.
I'm sure they both took a hit on that one. They usually will work for scale for a movie because that's one they wrote and directed, or at least directed. Affleck directed it, but I think their production company put it up and everything. So I'm sure they kind of take a bath on their salaries just to get the movie to the screen. So no, I don't think the filmmakers of Air owned, and that was actually I think that's Apple. I think Apple Studios put that.
I think so.
Out. Yeah. They're not. I mean, that's $14 million they wouldn't have gotten if they had gone with their initial plan to just go to streaming. So I mean, it's a win. I think it's a win.
It's interesting to me because my daughter is not a
great. By the way, it's supposed to be really good.
Yeah, is it good? The reviews are good. She wants to see both Air and Super Mario movie or the Mario Bros. Whatever the hell it's
There
called.
you go. Yeah.
Which I find interesting because it's rare that those two seem to be very different ends of the spectrum. A relatively true story.
Yeah, a biopic and or a biopic.
Biopic.
Yes, you're
Get
biopic if you see a biopic.
But she has, here she is. She's going to be 24 in a couple weeks, and she's like nostalgic about the Super Mario thing. Like,
Everyone.
I mean, that's.
Yeah, that little Italian fellow cast a long
How do they do that?
shadow.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, he's been around he's been around since Donkey Kong, that's our generation. So I mean, there aren't a whole lot of
I've never played. I never played either one or seen either one of those.
You never played Donkey Kong as a kid?
No.
What did you do with your quarters? Don't answer that.
Quarters. I was working, man.
You were playing quarters.
I was out humping it.
Oh, really?
Get out there and work.
Just a quarter for that, huh?
Yeah. I was young.
I understand.
I learned.
Very good. Yeah, the Pizza Hut in Two Rivers had the Donkey Kong at a table. It was like a true tabletop video game console. They had Space Invaders and Donkey Kong, and that was a game changer for us Trivers kids. Let me tell you.
Trivers. Yeah,
then we haul ass out to Manitowoc
ass
for to go to
haul ass
to go to Aladdin's Castle or the Wooden Nickel at the Mid Cities Mall. That's where all the cool games were.
You are such a.
I was an arcade fiend.
I believe it.
Oh my god, it was terrible.
I believe you are. You got the arcade look down.
Oh man,
big smile.
If I could get my mitts on a roll of quarters, it was like there's my Saturday afternoon, baby. Unfortunately, that roll would be gone quick because I was one of those unique video gamers that I wasn't very good. I wasn't good at it.
Yet it taught you to strive for excellence because it sounds like you didn't give up, and you still have fond memories.
I do. I have fond memories of losing.
Man.
That's okay.
That's okay.
That's how my dad smoothed over the '82 World Series with me.
God, you bought that easily?
Well, he had 2 tickets. It was between my brother and I, so he made it very democratic, and they flip of the quarter. And Randy won, and he went to the.
Who called what? Did you get to call the thing, or did he?
I think Randy called that one actually. Yeah, he called heads, and heads it was.
Tails never fails.
But I said, Dad, I'm glad you're using a quarter. Because that's indicative of how you're going to smooth this over with me. Because otherwise, I'm going to pitch a fit like you wouldn't believe.
Pitch a fit.
I'm going to be inconsolable. Damn it! I need to spend Saturday. Yeah, so it was like I think it went to game 4. So they lost. But did they win that one? I don't remember. Maybe they won that one. I don't remember. But anyway,
looks like AJ's attempting to come back here.
He's trying. Yeah, he's having some trouble with the switchboard operator there.
I sent you a photo yesterday. A visual that I grabbed off of Mr. Bob's social media that they had a very cool thing. A church, Gethsemane, I believe it was, church donated Easter baskets. They even had for the kids of the homeless, which is just a great thing. And they even had an Easter bunny costume down there. Pretty nice. Mark melts even my hard heart melts at that. So that's pretty cool.
Hang on. Here we go. I'm catching up to you here. That is the money in question.
Yep.
There we go.
That's it.
Very nice.
That's it. Yeah. And
that's some
get
nice
all
things
the
there.
unfortunately, they have a little book on the Bible that they couldn't help themselves. Of course, it is a church. You're gonna get it's not the Universal Life Church, the biggest church in the world. But
actually, it looks like a Bible coloring book, and I know that the Universal Life Church actually that's their main book is a coloring book, so it works out well.
Artists, con artists, but artists. Java House was open from 7 a.m. to noon yesterday. I'm between cups. I got to get as soon as like at 9:01. I'm gonna have my second cup of Italian.
Oh, very nice.
Yes.
I went over to our friends over at Donut Monster yesterday and grabbed breakfast because I went into work for a while because yesterday was just Sunday for this Jewish guy.
What?
And
that's a great line from Rocky. When he says to her, "Yeah, for you it's Thanksgiving. For me it's Thursday." You know, it's my favorite line in the whole movie.
So one of the only traits I share with Mr. Balboa. But
Mr. Balboa.
yes.
So what'd you have at Donut Monster?
Oh, I did. They have this thing called like a double chocolate, like salty sweet thing. It's really good. And then I had a buttermilk donut. It was great. It's excellent. So yeah,
I
they
heard
do a good
that
job
they
over
had
there.
the fantastic breakfast sandwiches.
That's this week. I have that. I went in the building. I really hadn't gone in yet. They had been so nice to keep bringing donuts to us that I didn't need to go in. But now they've been MIA for a while. So all right, I'll stop.
They're like the crack dealers. They got you going.
Yeah, exactly.
They
So
got you.
they got me strung out. But I will definitely try. I will report back on their breakfast sandwiches this week to be sure.
All right. You know who else has great breakfast sandwiches? The Java House. Lisa does a great job over there.
Good things, yes.
And Mel's River Run is this week. We got to talk to AJ about what time he's going to be there.
I hope you can talk to AJ in general. He's struggling to get in, although maybe he'll do the phone.
I see something now.
You can do the phone thing, I imagine, but let's. It is 8:18. There's no reason to delay the sports report any longer. Here we are with sports. Hopefully, Lord willing, AJ Bocchini. You got something here, AJ? Is that you? Oh dear,
AJ.
Well,
he had a big weekend. I want to hear all about it.
Yeah.
Hey, hey,
guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Kinda.
Hey, guys.
Ooh. Yeah, you got to readjust your rabbit ears there, AJ.
Speaking of rabbit ears, did you see that I texted
Hey,
you
guys.
about? There you go. Are you back?
Yeah,
I'm gonna call you, AJ.
Yeah, we're gonna do the phone thing there, AJ. We're gonna pull I'll pull your image from the show here.
It's exciting. It's like
We have many at-home prizes for you, including the at-home version of the Jack Henke Show. You can play at home. You can be Jack or Bulldog.
Howard Gurnett.
Yes.
Remember him? Howard and Rosemary. AJ, you there?
He's probably
Here
readjusting.
it comes.
Ooh.
Jack,
Hey,
can you hear me?
we can hear you.
I'm on my cell phone. So
I know. I got you. How are you?
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
How are you, AJ? Nice to see you. Or hear you.
Good morning, Bulldog. How are you doing?
Oh, fantastic. I want to back out, and it's you and Jack. I want to lose as little bandwidth as possible. So let us have it. I'll watch from afar.
All right. Sounds good.
You had a big weekend, AJ.
Yes, sir.
Let's start at the top. Friday night looked like a lot of fun at the Bucks game.
Oh, that was a lot of fun, man. That was a lot of fun. We took a whole crew to the Bucks game.
Mm-hmm.
They lost, but it didn't matter because nobody played. So it was a good game. It was a good time.
Yeah.
Saw some of my old coworkers. That was a lot of fun.
They didn't run the other way when they saw you coming?
No. They asked me when I was coming back to work.
Cool.
So
Excellent.
What's the answer is I'm not. So
Well, they miss you. It's good to be loved and missed, AJ.
yeah, it was good. It was good. I had a lot of fun.
Excellent.
We, got to tour the stadium. Took 3 vans, 6 wheelchairs, 3 staff members.
Nice.
It was fun.
Yeah. Excellent. Glad to hear it. Very glad to hear it. So now the NBA season is over.
Yes, sir.
And the playoff brackets are set.
Yep, playing begins on Tuesday.
Are you expecting any surprises?
You know what? Not really.
Okay.
Not really. I don't see anybody in the play-in making it out of the first round.
Okay.
So I don't really see any surprises. I don't really see that the Lakers are going to do much. I don't see the Wolves doing much after their big fight yesterday.
Yeah,
So
their fight amongst themselves.
yeah, right. I don't see that doing much. But yeah, so I mean, we'll see.
Okay.
But I don't see a lot. I don't put it this way. I don't see a lot of other than talk in the first round. I don't see a lot of upsets.
Okay, well, that's why you play the regular season. If you do well, you deserve to be in the preferred positions, and
yeah,
we'll see what happens.
right.
So enough about the NBA. What do you have? What else on your sports docket do you have?
I have the Brewers. They're 7-2.
Mm-hmm.
They beat the Cardinals twice this weekend.
Woo! What do you think about this Brewers team as we go forward and see a few more games? Did you see any of the games this weekend?
Yes, I saw. Well, no, actually, no, I didn't.
Okay.
Because I was in Easter Saturday Mass
Mm-hmm.
on Saturday night, and Friday I was at the Bucks game.
Oh, you're a busy man.
I didn't see that, and Sunday I was driving back from we were driving back from Madison.
Mm-hmm. So you had a big weekend, dude.
Yeah. It was a good weekend. This weekend should be good too.
Yes.
We got Mel's River Run coming up, so make sure you're out there at Veterans Park. I'll be there about between 11 and 2.
Between 11 and 2. That's what I want to ask you is when you were going to be there.
Yeah, 11 and 2. I'll be there between 11 and 2, and it'll be fun. And we'll have a good time.
Yep.
And then I got this week coming up, for those of you who want to know, for all my Kohler listeners.
Yep.
If you're a Kohler listener, I'll be in the Kohler Library on Thursday evening. Or Thursday sometime. We don't know the time yet. It's a dedication of the new library.
Okay, that's great.
So it'll be great. And yeah. And then I would be remiss in sports-wise if we didn't cover the Masters.
Yep.
The Masters was very compelling yesterday. Brooks Koepka, Brooks Koepka held the lead into the third round. He couldn't hold it at the end. He finished 8 under, tied with Phil.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan, which was my pick, finished -7.
Mm-hmm.
But John Rahm played really well.
He did. He's really good.
He's really good. And really humble. So it was really nice to see.
He does not look like your those golfers, usually the lanky guys that can like windmills, but he is a solid, stocky guy.
Yeah, right. He's very good.
Yep.
He's very, very good. So it was good to see. And I like the balance of the majors now. You got guys coming in. You got guys coming in who won before, but it's not no longer the same guys. And I'm gonna say this, and this may sound really. I think we've seen the end of Tiger Woods in the Masters.
Oh, you think so?
I think we've seen it. I think the body just can't hold up anymore. I think that's sadly that's sadly for what he's done on the course, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the last we've seen of a great golfer at the Masters. I think.
Well, yeah, it seems like every time you're ready to pull the plug on him, he comes back and does something. So I'll never say never, but it certainly wasn't a good weekend for him.
No.
Were you a Tiger fan ever?
Growing up, I was, but that's all I knew. That's all I knew. He won all the time, so wanted to follow a winner.
I was never a Tiger guy. I just didn't. Maybe because he won so much, and I don't like it when someone wins all the time.
Yeah,
but he certainly was one of the great golfers ever. You got to give him his due.
This young crop has maybe turned to different golfers, but like Jordan and John and the young guys. But yeah, we'll see.
We will see. Yeah, it was interesting. Some of the write-ups that I saw about the Masters, that officials were relieved when neither Koepka nor Mickelson, because they were both live guys, didn't win.
Of course.
They were glad when a tour guy still won.
I think there needs to be something done to create this less of a divide in the two leagues. But I'm not sure what the answer is, because they said that there was a guy on the Golf Channel from Europe who basically the whole weekend tore into Live about how their events are less competitive and there's rock star music going on during the events and stuff like that. So it was kind of interesting.
That is interesting. Hey, yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I just got to go back to the NBA for a second because Mel just sent in a thing saying "Go Cavs." What do you think the Cavaliers' chances are in the NBA playoffs?
Oh, to all my Nick fan friends, which I don't have many.
You don't have many friends?
I don't have many Nick fans.
Oh,
friends.
okay. I was gonna say you're connected everywhere. What are you talking about?
If you lose to Donovan Mitchell after he wanted to come to the Knicks, it might be a long day in New York.
They deserve a few long days in New York.
Yeah.
Hey, baseball, Brewers doing great. You mentioned them, and Cardinals.
Yeah.
It's great to beat them. What about though the Tampa Bay Rays?
Oh yes, they're undefeated still.
Undefeated 9-0, and not only undefeated, AJ, the Rays' 57 run differential is the highest in a team's first 9 games since the year 1900.
Wow.
In Major League history, the only teams that come close to them all are from the 1800s.
Wow.
That's how long it's been.
That's amazing.
It is.
It's really quite a feat, and I'm excited for them to keep it going.
Did you see this coming? I mean, they're a playoff team year in and year out, but did you see this coming at all?
Not a 9-0 start, no.
Okay.
I didn't think we'd see a 9-0 start for a while. I didn't see this coming. But Rosarena's good. Lau's good.
Wander Franco, their shortstop.
Their shortstop, Wander Franco's good.
Yep.
Their pitching staff is good. And they don't spend the money, which means they develop their own talent.
Yep.
So it's really, really good to see them off to such a great start. This, it'll be see if it's sustainable. But to get 3 sweeps in 3 series, that's pretty impressive.
That is pretty impressive. All right, I'm switching to hockey. That you always ignore hockey, but
Boston Bruins.
Yep. What about
Wins record with 2 games to play.
Yep.
63 wins on the young season.
Yep.
Which means they're 60, at least 6. Because they play 82 games. Remember, you can get ties in hockey. So, their record is pretty impressive. To be the 1 seed and already had a President's Trophy wrapped up. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's kind of.
And then I've got one more thing. Odell Beckham Jr. signs with the Ravens.
With the Ravens, I don't know if this will save them from keeping Lamar, but that at least is something for them. At least they didn't sign with the Jets. That's all I got to say.
I thought that was interesting. If they don't sign Lamar, Odell Beckham Jr. is going to have nobody to throw to him. At least they don't have anybody on the roster, do they? Besides Lamar, do they have?
Well, they have Huntley. He's pretty capable, but he's
really good for a backup, but he's not your.
Yeah, he's pretty similar to Lamar, not skill wise, but he's pretty similar in style to Lamar.
Okay.
So we'll see. But how much do you pay a backup quarterback? That's the question.
Yeah.
So yeah. I don't know if you saw this, Jack, but and this is a little bit of local news. Rob Jeter, the coach of Western Illinois, has now left Western Illinois to go to Southern Utah.
Is this a good move for him?
It's a bigger job.
Okay.
It's in the WAC. It's in the West Coast Western Athletic Conference.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be interesting because I got some buddies that are assistants on there to see what they do with their staff.
You know every assistant in every league in the country.
Yeah. They're actually both the assistants that were at Western with him were Whitewater guys. So guys that I was either around or guys that were my coaches. So
So he's going from Western Illinois to Southern Utah.
yes, sir.
He's getting his directions down.
Yes, sir. And he's, for those of you who don't remember, he was at UWM. So I think he's trying to reclimb the ladder a little bit.
I wish him well.
Yeah.
His father was a Packer, Bob Jeter.
Yeah. So a little bit of local news there. Let me see what else I got for you. Brewers on a 3-city road trip this week. This upcoming a week and a half.
And they go. They start at Arizona.
Arizona, San Diego, and Seattle.
And Arizona's supposed to be pretty good.
Yeah.
What's your prediction
For
for the road trip?
If they go 5-4, I'll be happy.
Okay,
Can't argue with that.
that's good.
Yeah. If they go 5-4, I'll be happy. But like we discussed earlier, we got Mel's Run this weekend.
The River Run.
So Mel's River Run.
Yep.
So
And
should be a fun time.
for people who didn't hear it before, AJ is going to be there from 11 until 2.
I'll be in Grafton. I'll be at the
The finish.
the finish line at Veterans Park.
Okay.
So,
Good.
yeah.
We have you ever met Quinn Natali, AJ?
Now, do you have Quinn on today?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. He's going to be on, and maybe I don't know if he's going to the River Run or not this weekend, but he's a big part of Mel's as well.
He made your sign, right?
Yep.
Awesome.
Sadly, not on display today because Monday is the at-home edition, but normally it'd be above my head.
Yeah. And so instead of his halo, he normally.
Yes. I don't just take that off for anybody. All right, AJ. Good report today. Let's hope for some Brewers victories on the road.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir. All right, guys.
All right. Have a good day, AJ.
You too.
See you
Thanks.
tomorrow.
And AJ Bikini with sports right here on the Jack Henke Show, dialing in from
You can't stop AJ. You can
parts
only,
unknown. Absolutely.
technology is not going to keep that kid down.
No, it keeps me. Yeah, keeps me down all the time. But I tell you,
So easy. You give up at the drop of a hat.
I do. I learned the lesson of futility at a very young age. It's just a time you just give up.
Well, youth of America, please don't listen to Bulldog.
No, I am not one to emulate.
But
although I use the best pencils.
Speaking of emulate and young Americans who we can all be proud of,
Yes.
we've got one waiting in the wings who's going to join us.
I believe so. Yes. By way of introduction, we'll just introduce him. Go ahead, Jack.
We're welcoming Quinn Natali. I believe his mom Tammy is there with him.
And there they are.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning,
Hey.
all.
How are you, Natali's?
Very well, thank you.
Excellent.
Thanks
Well,
for having us on.
Oh, you bet. Well, thanks for the sign is fabulous. Like
That's the best. That is so wonderful.
you even made Bulldog look good. That's not easy.
It's Herculean feat.
It is. Quinn, how did you get into becoming such a? And I had seen your work prior to you giving the sign because of we love Mel's as an organization as well. But we see your stuff all over, and that flag you did with the shells, the shotgun shells, is just spectacular.
Yeah.
And you bring in a lot of money for Mel's. You do a lot of good. How did you get started in this artistic direction that you're going?
I started with making birdhouses with license plates on them.
And what did you do with them?
I sold them at the high school.
Ah,
They had a store at Grafton High School, and
cool.
so his teacher encouraged him to make some so that they could sell some there at the store. Right?
nice.
And then what did you do after that?
We saw a guy at Strawberry Fest making signs at a license plate. That's what got me and my dad encouraged to make license plate signs.
Nice. They're fabulous.
Right?
Yep.
And the flags too, right?
Yep.
The
We got an opening through Cedarburg Mercantile, so
Mhm.
that's where you can find his products. So that's been a really great
Oh, yeah.
outlet for us, and they've been really wonderful with working with Quinn and others with IDD. So.
Yeah, we're huge. Samantha Bear is on the show probably
Mhm.
once a month or so, and
Yep.
she's just a fireball of energy.
Oh, yeah.
She is.
She is. Well, that's great. So, how long? I have to ask you, Quinn, because not only the talent, but boy, the work ethic you must have to make a sign like that one you made for us with the Jack Henke show. That's a lot of work. How long?
It looks difficult.
It does. How long does it take you to make a sign that big, Quinn?
Like an hour.
Yeah, it depends on probably how big it is. Probably,
Uh-huh.
I'd say you're probably around a half hour. So
Yeah.
Dad has to cut the license plates. Special, like
Yep.
Gina does it. You know.
Yep. Oh, cool.
And they have to pick out the letters and
Yeah.
line them up. Pick out just the right letters.
Yep.
Which is always the tricky part. Finding
Yeah.
license plates are not easy to find. And,
No.
So yeah, then he lines them up, and Quinn's favorite part is using the power tools. Of course.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Well, that's very cool. So, Quinn, how do you decide what your projects? I mean, do you just see something that inspires you, or how do you decide what you're going to do next?
How do you know to make something from those?
I just like doing it.
No, how do you know which ones to make?
Because people,
Those people.
different.
Mm-hmm.
Amy asked us to make like different signs for people.
Mm-hmm. Amy
Nice.
Sturkenberg at Mel's, or
Oh,
Mel
yeah.
himself. Mm-hmm.
Oh, Amy's wonderful too. She's
Oh,
just
she is.
such a lovely lady. Well, it is so cool, and the creativity that you use picking out those things. Like, and for Henke, you had, I noticed, a 3 upside down you used on for one. That's really cool, man.
Fantastic. Yeah, it's proudly hanging in my radio studio. Again, I apologize. Usually on Mondays I do it from home, but usually Tuesday through Friday, your work is on display here on the show right above my head. And everyone at the library has been commenting on it, and they love to see it. And you brought a little flourish and color to a rather depressing radio studio that I had. So thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And in addition to being an artist, Quinn, you're also a great Special Olympics athlete. Can you tell us about that?
Where are you going this weekend?
I'm going to state for basketball.
Whoa!
Excellent.
That is
And
that is great. Anybody like are Ross and Andy on the team, or are they associated with that as well?
Well, Ross is the reporter.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
So yes.
They're retired, and just like they're our great fans. They're part
Yes.
of the fan club.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Very cool. What's your favorite part of basketball, Quinn?
having fun about it.
It's like been fun.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's great exercise. It's a lot of fun.
It's in Oshkosh
State is at Oshkosh.
Oh, is that right?
Oh,
When's that coming up?
this weekend.
Oh, it's right around the corner. Excellent.
Yeah, so when you were talking about Mel's River Run, it's like, well,
Mm-hmm.
we were going to be there, but we
Absolutely.
have a good excuse not to be there.
that's right. And then, well, there are a lot of events coming up for Mel's, so you'll have plenty of time to
Absolutely.
plenty other chances to attend them.
Yes.
Yeah, that's just great. You must really not only your artistic talent and your athletics, but with you making those things for Mel's that they can auction off. I mean, you're one of the major fundraisers for Mel's. That's fantastic.
We like to do our part, right?
Yes.
Indeed.
Part that makes the machine go. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be in the driveway all week practicing. Is that part of the
Nice
shooting
weather, sure.
Not too bad. Yeah, exactly. Fantastic. Cool. All right.
Quinn, do you like shooting the basketball or dribbling or passing? What's your favorite thing to do?
I like shooting it.
All right. Good man. You're a shooter. Love it.
I do
Love it.
softball as well.
Oh, do you?
Yep.
Oh, man, you are a busy dude.
Nice.
when does softball start? And probably coming up pretty soon.
Very soon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next couple of
Well,
months.
Tammy, he keeps you busy. It sounds like.
Yes, he has. I mean, he probably plays Special Olympics year round. He does like football. He's now Special Olympics is starting a powerlifting team.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
So this guy with the
Right on.
balls, he's gonna be in there.
Wow. When does that start?
Last of this month.
Oh,
It's the
yeah,
28th.
yeah.
28th. Very cool.
It's going to be at All Star Health, so they got coaches from there, which is a really great place. If you haven't talked to them or checked them out, they're really great. And he does special needs taekwondo. He has horse riding because he's a cowboy, you know.
Oh yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
Excellent.
He's very busy. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Where do you work, Quinn? Do you work as well?
Yeah. I work at Goodwill.
Oh, do you?
Oh,
Mhm.
Man,
One in
you
Grafton.
yeah. That place is hot. That place is hopping.
Oh, always busy. Where are you going? And he's also going to have a second job this summer. Where else are you going to work?
Blue Lotus.
what's that?
I'm going to be working at Blue Lotus.
Well, I'm not familiar with
What is that?
Blue Lotus. What is
It's
that?
a retreat center in West Bend.
Oh.
It's, how many acres? 64 acres. And they have a pond and they have a swimming pool. And then they bring different groups out there to just sort of be in nature. Like you go out there, you can't hear cars or traffic or anything. And
Nice.
so Quinn helps his dad with taking care of all the landscaping and the pond. And last year, Quinn just volunteered his time out there with his dad. And the grandmas and grandpas would come out there and go fishing. But grandmas and grandpas don't like to take the fish off or put worms on their hooks. But this guy, he doesn't mind. And he just started helping them. And then they wanted to hire him this summer.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
nice.
Wow.
Right?
Gee, what could you find another activity or job or anything?
Yeah,
Something
You know,
else?
Quinn, there's only 24 hours in the day.
My God.
Amazing. Wow. I'm
Mel,
exhausted.
Mel said, speaking of cowboys, what's this about a Gunsmoke birthday gift?
No.
I got a big pack of Gunsmoke CDs. DVDs.
Oh,
Oh, excellent.
do you like them? Do you like that show?
Yes, I do.
Marshall Dillon, Miss Kitty, all my favorites. It's fantastic.
Festus, right? Isn't that the guy's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Marshall.
absolutely.
He's a cowboy guy. I mean, he loves all the Roy Rogers.
Oh my gosh.
Autry. Yeah, going way back.
The
So.
best. Absolutely. Gene
Before all of
Autry.
our time, of course.
Oh, that's all right. No, that's great stuff. That's great. It's great about Gunsmoke is it's really hard to watch them all. There's hundreds of episodes. They made that show forever.
Well, Thomas made it easy for us. So
Excellent.
Yeah,
How
he
great
said-
is that?
He got every episode, every single one.
yes,
That's fantastic.
we do.
Yes, indeed.
That is difficult. That must be a very large brick of DVDs. Holy cow.
Yes, indeed.
Very kind of him.
That's fantastic. Wow. I'm jealous. I wish I had that show. I'm a big DVD collector, but I don't have that.
It
That's
exists.
great. That is great. That's very cool. Well, Quinn, again, we can't thank you enough for your artwork. It has spruced this show up greatly, and we're so grateful. Thank you so much for what you do.
You're welcome.
Fantastic. All right.
Very cool.
All right.
You
Fantastic.
made our year, man.
Nice to meet you here on the show, and come back again. Keep us posted with everything you're doing. My gosh, we could just devote a whole show to you. So
Yes. If you get another job, let us know. He found a way. He's gonna wedged another half hour out of his day. For gosh sakes, that's fantastic.
Holy cow!
We will look for you at upcoming Mel's events. Sorry we won't see you this weekend, but
Yeah.
it sounds like your mission is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
too.
without a doubt. Yeah.
It's very
That's
cool.
for sure.
All right. Well, let us
All
know. Let us know how you do it. Let us know how the tournament goes, and
Please.
yeah, we'll follow Quinn's career. We want to hear about the powerlifting too. We want to know how that's going. So,
Yeah.
if you can
Yeah.
Tammy, just let us know when you want to come back on sometime.
Anytime.
We'd be glad to have you
Anytime.
on.
Yeah. Great fun.
Well, we
Yeah.
appreciate you having him on. It's very sweet. So
Oh,
thank you.
he's a good man.
Pleasure's all ours.
We can't give Mel any credit. He's got too big a head already. So I'm not going to do that. But thank you for joining us, and have a great day, and keep going, man.
Yeah,
Quinn,
wow.
that's excellent.
You're an inspiration, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you. Take
All right.
care. All right.
Take care. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Good luck this weekend.
Go
Thanks.
get him.
Thank you.
Give it to him. Go get him. Shoot. All right. Take care.
Take care, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Tammy and Quinn Natali,
Yep.
out of Grafton. I guess?
Yes, I think it's Grafton, but you know who knows them and loves the family is one of our big fans, Russ. Russ
Oh,
Meyer
right
was talking, and he said, Stu, his father is an optometrist in Saukville.
Oh,
And he said,
I
Bulldog.
know what that is we only have one because we're Saukville and we're the size of a dime.
Well, and he said, I bet you Bulldog knows the place because he has like a sculpture of eyeglasses out
Yeah.
in front of the
Yes.
place.
Well, I know the place really well because prior to being an optometry place, that was a donut place. And so I remember it was called Some Donuts, SUMM. And so, yeah, I know the building. I know that's great. He's been there a long time. I mean, that donut place probably closed in 2002. So he's been there quite some time. But very, very cool. Excellent.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Nice
I should
people.
go see him. These things aren't working anymore. I got to do a lot of this stuff, old man. So it's I'm overdue.
Why change your image now?
Well, I'm just getting tired of running into door frames. It's getting old. So there we go.
See,
my favorite part is he's got every episode of Gunsmoke. That's so cool.
Of course that would be your favorite.
So
part.
many. I mean, there's got to be like 600 episodes. I think it ran forever.
It was. Is it still the longest running TV show ever?
No, and in fact, even back then, the show Death Valley Days had it by a few hundred episodes because that show, even though nobody remembers it and it's seldom rerun.
I remember the name.
Yeah, well, Ronald Reagan was featured for like 5 or 6 years as a actor, and Death Valley Days ran for like 20 years. But that's a weird show because it was like on then off then on. It was weird how they did seasons back then. It wasn't quite so but Gunsmoke is up there.
What's the show that Clint Eastwood was on?
That would be Rawhide. Rowdy Yates. Yeah.
Rowdy Yates. That's right. So
move them on.
Was that one had to be? It certainly has the theme everybody remembers.
Right. That was only about. It was still a good run, like 4 or 5 years. So it was just. That was a good western. I mean, that Rawhide's great. That's a fun western. It's a real gritty, dirty western.
Did they have? It was funny. I want to ask you about that. The amount of violence or gun fights because. The other week, Margot and I were flicking through, and we came across an old. I went, the A-Team is on, and the series. And I said, "You got to turn." And she's like, "What is? Oh, that's that Mr. T guy from the Rocky movie." She said, and then I said, "Yeah, it's amazing. They all have automatic weapons and shoot all over, but nobody ever gets shot."
Yeah, they're all really bad shots.
No, they kind of shoot at their feet or above their heads, and everybody goes,
Stormtroopers, the big joke about stormtroopers in Star Wars is there's laser bolts flying everywhere, and no one's actually getting hit. So
Star Wars, they had a lot of guys got hit.
A lot of stormtroopers because they were. Yeah. I mean, just the stormtroopers were firing just a wall of laser blasts and. They couldn't hit the side of a building.
Right.
The Imperial training program was always a little bit in question. Let's put it that way.
I watched as much as I could stand of the what's the third one? Is it the third one?
The Return of the Jedi is the third. Well, the third one's either depending on what number
system you're using. The original 3.
Okay, so Return of the Jedi, which is returning to theaters this month. I'm very excited. I will be there.
Well, they were running it all weekend.
Oh, were they? It's the 40th anniversary.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I watched, and it is a slow moving thing.
It's one of my least favorite of the bunch. It kind of crawls. Yeah, it crawls along.
But they had the big breakout scene where they. And I said, "Oh, we got to see." As I recall, I said, "Good right too. It's right at the beginning, Margot. You got to watch this." And we watched like 10 or 15 minutes, and it hadn't happened yet. They were still, but you got to build stuff up. I get it. Right. Yeah, but just that it was on, it was interesting with Billy D. Williams and Han Solo,
Carrie Fisher,
Fisher. Yep, and Jabba the Hutt.
My favorite.
And she is the one who does Jabba in. I forgot about that.
Very grisly garrote wire fashion.
Yes. They could have used her in The Godfather. They didn't.
Does a great impersonation of Jabba dying is comedian and ex-SNL guy Bill Hader.
Really?
Oh, he's hilarious. He's just like, we don't know. He's it's just great.
Oh, the tongue. I don't know if I needed that.
That was me doing an impersonation of an impersonation of Jabba the Hutt
Man.
dying.
Jabba the Hutt. But so in going back to where I was going, in those, you said Rawhide was like a gritty.
Yeah.
Did they actually show people getting shot in those days?
I mean, yeah, but it was the most innocuous thing. It was sort of like this. This was the version of getting shot. Another impersonation. You got me on a roll this morning. Oh,
Yeah, they do it.
That's all it was.
Yeah, and nobody gets blasted back. There's no chunks flying.
No. I mean, granted, they were using kind of cap guns, even for the Old West. So the caliber was very low, but yeah, it didn't matter. You know, it was always that kind of showdown in the street to then draw and you know,
They all fall forward.
It was essentially indigestion they died of. It seemed like.
Yes. Shouldn't eat them beans.
Absolutely, yeah. You know, it's a good Western that doesn't get much play. It's the one Steve McQueen did called Wanted, Dead or Alive. Excellent,
never heard of it.
excellent. Yeah, it was only a couple seasons, and I think they show it on Saturday afternoons during the Western block on MeTV, and you can catch it then. But I love, Quinn's a man after my own heart. I love old TV Westerns. It's dangerous with me is that I will lose entire days or weeks if I get into a Western. If I get into a Western mode, big trouble. I won't return phone calls. I won't return emails. And you can just be like, "Oh, Jeff's at home in his room watching Western with cats." So,
what is your favorite Western movie?
Maybe Western movie. Well, the the brain says The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. The heart says True Grit.
Really?
Yeah, and
no High Noon, no Shane.
Love both of them, but no, True Grit is just kind of one of those perfect westerns.
Which one?
But I love them both. I think they're both different reasons. But at the end of the day, you got to go back to the Duke. I mean, it's a really crowd pleasing, movie. It's so satisfying. It's one of those movies that just like, talking about cause effect. You see this, horrible thing that Robert Duvall and his guys perpetrated. And then this dogged girl named Maddie Ross who enlists this broken down drunk.
Did you ever read the book by
Charles Portis? Yeah, absolutely.
Charles Portis, yeah.
That's what's great about the Coen brothers version is that they are much closer to the book in some ways. Although the original doesn't stray that much either. But the tone of the Coen brothers movie is again much grittier and really shows the West as a kind of grimy, awful place that it was.
Yeah. I didn't but what's his name? Isn't that the version where who's the guy who plays Rooster? And Jeff
Bridges, yeah.
He carries her running in cowboy boots like for miles. That's a little bit much. But I would say the tone fits the book much more. And I would say in Western, my favorite Western, until you said that, I didn't even think, I was trying to think of what I like. But my favorite Western is also my favorite Western book because it was the first time I ever recall in a Western where people got lost. They didn't know where they were going. Their horses couldn't make it. I mean, it was just like you said, an awful thing. And that is Lonesome Dove.
Absolutely.
I mean, what a book that is. That's fantastic. It's
actually, I screwed up. I forgot my top Western. Actually, wait a minute. I forgot My Darling Clementine with Henry Fonda. That is actually the top Western of
I've never even heard of it.
Yeah, it's a John Ford Western. It's the OK Corral story. It's the
the Boot Hill Cemetery.
Tombstone. The Tombstone story. Wyatt Earp and his brothers and Doc Holliday and all that. It is, I think, one of the best recreations of that story, although there have been many film recreations of that story, from Tombstone to
Tombstone. I think that thing gets played once a day.
People love that movie. I like it, but I don't love it. It's kind of I always see that as like kind of an MTV Western. It just felt like a Western for the MTV generation, a little more I like my Westerns a little quieter until the guns come out. But that's a really diabolical. My Darling Clementine who are the bad guys? The
Clanton.
Clanton family. It's Walter Brennan playing Clanton, and he's it's awesome because he's just like there's this awesome scene in the rain. It feels like a detective movie when Henry Fonda's starting to maybe consider sticking around after the Clanton family kills his brother or whatever, and he's like, "How long you thinking of staying in town?" And Henry Fonda says, "I think I'll be here for the long term." He's like, "Oh, what you gonna do?" He's like, "I'm gonna try marshalling." He's like, "Marshalling."
That ain't long. That ain't a long.
It's so great.
That ain't a long-term occupation.
No, the prior 18 marshals are up on Boot Hill.
All right, so now we're talking violence. We're talking westerns. But
Yes.
when you bring up A Scene in the Rain, another movie that I saw some of this weekend because it was on a continuous loop this weekend
Yeah.
was John Wick, the John Wick trilogy,
Yeah.
and the rain is relentless in that.
Yes.
I think it was number 3 where he
three's
gets
good.
cut off.
Yeah.
He's excommunicado.
Yes.
And he's getting shot and stabbed, and
Sure.
and it's raining. It's just.
There's nothing worse than being shot and stabbed in the rain, I would think. That's got to sting. I'm thinking,
I think that one guy, the 7'4" guy, is from the NBA. He was in some of those commercials.
Oh,
he
sure.
kills him in the library with the book. It's just brutal.
Which made me happy.
Yeah, exactly.
With my career choice, I didn't know I could do that. We're all over there at the CPL taking notes. How did he? What was the arc? Okay. So no, we will not kill anyone. We will not, unless your library fees are too high. So there we are. Well, that's a show today. A fun Monday. We had a good time here. Wonderful guests. Hopefully we can get HA technically back where maybe he wasn't at home though. It looked like he may not have been at his usual. I don't know if he was at home or they're just having some internet hiccups. But yeah, we got to get him technically back where he belongs.
You keep saying that and you won't do it.
You
don't got anything else.
24 hours of the day. Send Quinn over. He's got time.
After hearing what Quinn Natale does, everybody in the world's a slacker compared to him.
Surely Quinn has got at least 8 minutes somewhere in his day to go do that.
He's one of those guys who could do anything.
I have Pop-Tarts to eat. I just finished one.
What kind?
Strawberry frosted, of course.
Unfrosted?
Frosted, no. Unfrosted.
You sinner. Blasphemy. Do your kids, do you people buy Easter candy? Easter themed candy.
Not before today, but they always today onwards because it's half off.
Right.
No jokes about my people, please.
No. You're the one who said it and thought it. I didn't think. I'm here as usual. I'm innocent. It's me.
I love setting traps for you.
I have my own traps I step into. I don't need any help.
Oh, by the way, I have to. So actually, I like yourself. It's 9:00. I have to fly. I got to go get divorced. Final papers.
Really?
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yes. Oh, ladies.
You're going to.
Cedar Public Library on Hanover Avenue, second floor.
He's a sucker for donut monster. You want to make a good impression. I just want to know if there's any single librarians around here.
I've always relied on the donuts of strangers.
Oh my God! Oh, ladies.
So I'm going to limber up my hands so I can
limber up. Shut up.
Side, and we'll see you tomorrow. I'll be at Dooman tomorrow.
Oh, you will be.
Yes,
oh God!
All right, let freedom ring. I'm off. Have a good day, everybody.
Little Shirley to you.
Wonder Weasel to you all. Enjoy yourself.